Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm super excited to share my final capstone project, GardenGame. Now, GardenGame is a fun and interactive game that lets you plant and take care of different plants in your own virtual garden. But before we dive in, let me tell you about some of the technologies I used to bring this project to life. Now, I leveraged Flask and SQLAlchemy for the backend. I also used a SQL database to store the user information and all the data for each plant upgrade, which I'll show you here in a minute. To create dynamic templates, I use Jinja 2, and for the game itself, I built the entire thing using JavaScript. So let's go ahead and create an account, and I'll show you some of the features. Now, when you create an account, you're also creating an empty save or an empty garden for you to play on. There's no limit to how many gardens each user can have, but it's important to note that the users table and the saves table are separate. So there's three main sections of this game. This is the game board. This is where you place your plants. Here is the item shop. This gives you access to a whole bunch of different plants, different costs, and different returns. There's also an upgrades portion of the menu. You can easily switch between those using the buttons above. There is also another black area above, and this is kind of like an information area. This is where you view your current leaves and your current leaves per second. Now, the goal of the game is to try to get as many leaves as possible, as quickly as possible. Now, I do this by using the initial 500 leaves that we get at the start to buy a couple base plants, such as the onion or the asparagus, and from there, each plant will give us some leaves back every second that we can then use to buy more plants in the future. I'll quickly show you some of the upgrades on my other account. Currently, I only have two upgrades implemented, Mushroom Magic and Yield Multiplier. Mushroom Magic in red will actually let you harvest the plants after one time hovering over it, while the Yield Multiplier will actually multiply the yield of nearby plants. For example, let's take a look at this F, which has a base return of 250, but if we look at this F, the return jumped up to 1500. Same plant, different return, just because it's in that green square that's got that yield multiplier effect. Now, once you make it to the leaderboards page, you'll see everyone's garden on display in order of overall leaves collected in descending order. You can also click on the user's name to view their individual profile, to view all of their saves, their total leaves over all of their gardens, as well as their level and gems. And then the last page I have to show off is the settings page. Now, this is for your individual user. This menu will show you some more private user information, as well as give you the option of changing your password and deleting your account. Thank you for joining me in this demo of my new game. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or new to plants, the GardenGame offers endless hours of enjoyment. Get ready to immerse yourself in a world full of virtual gardening, where every click and hover brings your garden to life.